Hey guys, Daniel out here in the shop. I want to talk to you today about my 1 year review on this building, and been very pleased with this building. Took up the hobby of welding, and so it really paid off for itself. I could have done it in the garage if we didn't have this building. It just made it a little bit more convenient. I can leave things out if I don't finish a project, and gave me a little bit more space. But the original reason for building this building, my wife thought it'd be wise to park the tractor inside and some other stuff. And so over the last year, been working to get the bugs worked out. Had some leaks, which is normal. And the builder came back and checked them and fixed some of them, a couple of them in the roof. It was just screws or holes that they had drilled. So they came back and fixed that, and he's a real good guy. He'll stand behind his work. He's a local guy here. But some of the things you ought to think about, I didn't do it, not having enough knowledge, and not being a builder. But they have software online where you can go and draw plans and kind of have an idea of what you're going to do in the building. I knew that I was going to weld, but I didn't realize some of the other things that it would take up the space. The tractor took up quite a bit of space, and then you have the zero turn, and then we start parking the side by side of here because life changed. And so that leads me to my first point. My first point is make it bigger than what you think you want to do. I had the space, and the afterthought I think about, I should have went a 40 by 50, but we went a 40 by 30. I have 40 feet across. It was already here, the concrete, so that made it ideal. But going this way, I had more room. I could have went another 10 feet easily and had a 40 by 50. And the reason I say a 40 by 50, it gives you a little bit more space, but one of the things, it let you pull in enough where you could close the doors, or when you have the garage doors open, you still can have your light. So if you have lights in the ceiling above the garage door, they're only going to do you good in the wintertime, or unless you got air conditioning with the doors closed. So I found that out after the fact. So that's about 6 or 7 feet with the doors open that you lose on lighting if you have lighting above the door. And so I found that out. But I'm happy with the 10-foot doors, and I probably wouldn't change a thing now. But if you're trying to build one, I would say if you went at least 50, you could pull your vehicle in, and if you let the garage door down, then and you had lights above it, it would work out perfect. Next thing I didn't plan, and didn't realize, didn't dawn on me till I ran into an issue. Plan for Wi-Fi. I'm about 100 yards from the house, not 100 yards, 100 feet, about 100, 125 feet from the house. When both garage doors are closed, they're 10 by 10 metal garage doors. Of course, the Wi-Fi signal is not out here. The phone acts up. People call and go straight to voicemail because I don't get a signal in here. Sometimes you can sit the phone in the window, and on a good day, you can get a signal. But think about that. Probably going to end up running Cat 5 or Cat 6 from the house, buried in the ground, then put a router out here is probably what I'm going to do. I got DSL right now, and I kind of kicked the can down the road because they've been promising to bring fiber optic. There's fiber optic pole out here at the corner of my property, but I don't have fiber optic to the house, and they keep promising that it's going to come. And once that comes, and then I will just open up, get the top of everything I need, top of the line, because it's nice to have Wi-Fi out here and get a phone signal. I don't need a TV because I got other things. I'm out here doing other things. But that's something, plan for that, how you're going to handle your internet or TV connection. You want to go bigger. The other thing is lights. And I miscalculated, and I thought those 4 lights was going to be enough. But then, like I said, my hobby was going to be welding. And so I've had to go back and put in lights. It's not pretty. I went to Harbor Freight and bought the 5,500 lumen lights. I wanted the 10,000, but they was out of those. But they're linkable, so that helps. If you just got one plug, they're linkable. Plug in that one plug, and you can turn them off and on individually. And I may one day, if I stop being lazy, go back and wire them in and then you could take some of the individual, because sometimes you have 8 lights on and I give it to go in for the night and I forget and I have to go back and turn each one off individually. So, but that's something to think about. They have Sky Bay lights now, I think now. I don't know if they had them back then, but my electrician didn't mention them and I didn't know no difference. So, but these work perfect. If you seen my last 3 videos, you notice the shadows are gone. The video on the chop saw, using the drill press, and I also have a portable 5000 lumina light that I use when I need direct light. So make sure you put enough lights. The more the better, because in the daytime, because I don't have windows on the back wall, it just casts a shadow. I have windows, 4 windows on the side, but in hindsight, it'd probably been better to put port windows. And that's something you can think about. If you're in an area with a high crime rate, you may not want regular windows. I got 3x5s. I got 4 of those. And one of them, the reason I did 3x5s is because while I feed the deer, I had some friends and stuff was going to come and we was going to hunt hogs. So we could stay inside of here and shoot 100, 125 yards and kill hogs. So that's why I went with the big windows. But as I said in the previous video that I did a year ago, they're too low to the ground. The blueprints had them low to the ground, and I didn't catch the builder before he left to see about the possibility of raising them up. And which I'm conscious of it. It's okay with me, but it would have been nice to have 2 port windows in the back here. So that's that. Okay, so we said Wi-Fi. We said make it bigger than you think you need due to the garage doors and the life chain, the lights, and something you ought to think about is getting the loft. My point is high enough. If I had, I could actually put a loft or mezzanine in here. But like I said, I didn't plan for it in the beginning. But I can get a builder to come back and put some posts in or something like that and put some mezzanine in. It will take away some floor space because you have to have the posts. But I do have a high enough in the middle. It actually can make probably a real small 1-bedroom. You can put a bed up there or put more storage or anything like that, because you can stand up in the peak. And so it has a high center. The roof, I think, is a 312. So it has a real sharp peak here in the middle, and all that's wasted space. I hadn't figured out how to use that yet. I did make the floating shelf over here. You saw the video about a year or so ago when I did the shelf. And it worked out good, and that's when I realized I had enough room to make a mezzanine or make an apartment or something up top. But anyway, that's done. The last thing I want to say is I-beam. I ended up getting a cold form building, and I didn't know the difference. I assumed that I was getting the I-beam, and that's on me because I didn't do enough research or investigation into it. So I ended up with a cold form building, and the reason that make a difference, if you're gonna pull engines or lift up cars, do body work and stuff like that, you need some kind of way to lift. Now I can go in and buy some I-beams and weld, get some casters and make a gantry, but it's really nice with an I-beam. You can just hook a chain and a horse across the beam, and then you automatically have your gantry in there. These are not strong enough. Most of the stuff is 26 gauge or 14 gauge. And I would be afraid to hang an engine or hang a car body off of it or something like that. But I had no plans of doing body work, have no plans of rebuilding engines. Those days are gone for me. And so just welding, I never needed. I have the tractor, got forks if I have to pick something up. So those are just some things to think about if you're going to build a building. Another problem I had was some erosion problems in the beginning. And so I planted some ryegrass because it died when the summer came. And I went back and put some Bermuda grass, and it never took. Come to find out, I may have got some bad dirt. I thought I was buying good quality field dirt, not field dirt, but topsoil. But evidently, it must have had too much sand in it because the grass never did take. And so that's something to think about if your land is not level. My land is off. Everything kind of drains down this way towards the back. And so they had to fill in a lot of dirt. They had select field dirt, but I think my topsoil wasn't that good. So those are some things to think about on erosion. Have a plan for that. I probably should have bought sod in and put it around the building, just where the pad was, and that would have been a great solution. Would have had grass year around and stuff like that. So I hadn't decided if I'm gonna go back and plant some more seed as we go further into the fall when things cool off. But this summer was a scorcher, and it just burned everything up. Burned the Bermuda up. I watered it, and it just didn't survive. So if you're gonna build a building, I'm really happy. This is a Mueller cold form, 30 by 40. I would say check about your Wi-Fi. If you're going to have a TV, if you're going to have internet access, phone access, make sure you take that in consideration. Go bigger than the size you need, because it's nice to close the doors if you got to do stuff in here. I worked around the doors, when the door's up, I worked around it, so I don't have a problem with it. Get more lights than you think you're going to need. The brighter it is, the better. Look out for erosion control, and if your ceiling is high enough, think about planning for a mezzanine, or planning for apartment up top, or storage up top, if you have enough room. And then consider if you're going to think you ever need a gantry. If you don't want an independent gantry, want to use the beams in the building, make sure you go with the I-beam building. Okay, well, we're very pleased. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for those liking and commenting. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell, and you'll be notified when we come with any more videos. Thank you very much for following the channel. Have a good one. Bye.